So welcome back once again to Kuala Lumpur. Guys, it's not my first visit, it's not my second time. I've came here thinking maybe for a couple of days, maybe for a week or two. And after now over a month of being in the city here, I want to share with you a little bit my favorite areas to stay. A couple of amazing condos that I've stayed at. The value was really unbelievable. Just generally my experience, my impressions, a little bit the pros and cons perhaps of this city, and a bit of a life update. Everything today from this, let's say, I would say extremely underrated city. And why that is, we're gonna talk about today. Kuala Lumpur, I would say in many ways one of the most underrated cities in the world. And today I want to share with you my experience, how it went. Depending on the weather, it's either warm, very warm, gloomy warm, or super sunny, and today is beautiful. So this has been the apartment for the last week. Here a little bit of the working setup, nice little studio. Maybe I will show you from outside. I want to take you for a bit of a walk and share you the experience of the past 5 weeks. I haven't picked up the camera in 5 weeks. The videos you have seen have been from whenever they have been. Well, let's hit the road. It's early March. Let's go. Let's take the phone here. As you see, we had a really nice work environment, and I want to share with you the best places to stay, the best areas to stay, and generally why I would feel Kuala Lumpur can be interesting for quite a couple of weeks if you do it right. Let's head out. Guys, so while we're on our way down, I thought I would give you a quick idea of the building. So this is the rooftop pool. I would say one of the main things that they do well in Kuala Lumpur is their pools. So as you see in the background, truly a bunch of unique concepts. So this is called the Scarletz building. The apartment here starts at $37 a night. Let me take you down. Let's hit the streets a little bit. So, or maybe you want to see the gym? Let me show you the gym. This is just to give you a quick idea of the gym. Nice size, nicely equipped, have pretty much everything you need. But the view, ooh yes, I like it. You see the Petronas Towers, see the Star Residence, pretty much most of the TV tower, so many of the sites. And while you could be arguing about the music choice, which you hear in the background, everything else is in place. Thank you very much. So guys, we're hopping out of the Scarletz. Has been the home for the last week. Overall, I would say beautiful location. We're like 5-minute walk to the Petronas Towers. The design of the building itself is also interesting, let's say it like that. I'm pretty sure I have the bird's eye view, which I could run for you right now. So guys, let me say it like that. One of the main reasons why I came back to Kuala Lumpur right now, I wanted to have a place to just stay for a while, have a certain convenience, but even more so feel a little bit the big city, get some work done. And in terms of the value that you can get, I would say let's talk number one. Last time I was here, I already realized, yeah, it's pretty good, but I also stayed at a bunch of hotels, filmed a bunch of travel videos. This time, 5 weeks. We've stayed in multiple different areas, multiple different buildings, and that's what I want to take you along today, a little bit talk about the different areas. So this, I would say you could still say in many ways, you could call KLCC, is a business district. So this is a little bit the outskirt of it. Here's actually a really nice local restaurant. I think Syrian food, shisha. You can pretty much have a very solid dinner here for $10. You can have a shisha for $4 or $5 in the city center of Kuala Lumpur. The value is unbeatable. Can you spend a lot of money? Can you go to a fancy bar, rooftop here in KLCC? Have to pay a lot of money? Of course. Did that, tried out a few of them as well. But at the same time, right around the corner, the options are there. While we're strolling down the street, you hear the city noise, you hear the sound of the city. But also in this video, what you have heard is one of my favorite songs from Epedemic sounds. This is where today's video sponsor comes in. Guys, let me just tell you, if you're doing any type of online content, be it YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, anything, I would say on the one side, it's telling the story. It's letting a person feel something. And if you just use the dingly no copyright music from the internet, on the one side, it's hard to make people feel something. On the other side, you're always running the danger of being demonetized. So this is where Epedemic sounds come in. They have thousands of different songs and sound effects from independent artists, where it's really original, nice music, to electronic music, to really so many different genres. And the best thing is just how easy to use it. They also have a system where if you listen to a couple of songs, they suggest you other songs, where sometimes I find stuff that I even listen to in my free time just because of how good it is. So the best thing, it's royalty free. If you get the subscription, you get to keep your music forever while you have an active subscription. And the best part is you can try it for 30 days completely for free. I will make sure to leave my link in the description. Check it out if you do any type of online content. Trust me, this will get it to the new level. And what you're hearing right now is a little bit, let's say, the sound, the music of Kuala Lumpur. We are approaching the one and only Petronas Towers. So guys, I have to tell you, I don't know what it is. This building, I believe, is over 30 years old at this point, but every time I walk by, it's fairly impressive. But the best part is, especially in the evenings, when they light everything up, just the vibe of it, the energy. So the business district here during the day is actually fairly calm. On the weekends, a bit busier. It's kind of like one of the tourist sites. But what I like is just, it's really walkable here. This area, from here, you can go into Bukit Bintang, which is, I would say, a more lively area. There's also a more local area, a lot of foods from all over the world, Arab food, Indian food, and it kind of reflects in many ways Kuala Lumpur itself, probably Malaysia itself. There's people from all over the world here. So the natives, Malay people, you have a lot of Indian people, a lot of Chinese people, so this kind of like makes up the local population. But also there's a good amount of expats, so people really from all over the world. In this part you're gonna see a good amount of tourists as well, but it's not too much. I feel like most cities, they're just crowded by tourism. It kind of loses a certain own flavor, where I would say Kuala Lumpur in many sense is calm, it's chill. So we're here at the intersection. I think we're gonna go inside of the mall, maybe go, let's see, while I can, while the light is green, let's go. So Kuala Lumpur has been home for 5 weeks now. I would say I used the time to, in many ways, get in the best shape I've been in a while. On the other side, got a lot of work done to really strategize a little bit for the next few months, leaving to Sri Lanka. Seriously, love these buses passing by here. Leaving to Sri Lanka in a couple of days, so excited for that. But also in that time I had the chance to move through, I think it was 4 or was it even 5 different apartments. So I stayed a week each, just to kind of like taste and flavor a little bit of different areas. So this over here, back there, that's the Star Residence. Maybe we'll go there towards the end of the video, just so I can show you the view. On the other hand, I stayed a little bit behind the Petronas Towers in 2 different buildings. Stayed at the Tropicana Residence. It's nice, but the building is a little bit older. The view is insane. There's this one reel, maybe you have seen it on my Instagram page, jumping into the pool, you see the Petronas Towers. So that is where that pool is. Apartments start at around $40 a night. Again, if you think about how much would it be per month, you know, so basically Star Residence per month. I have a friend who's living there for $600 a month, maybe electricity on top, but it gives you an idea. $600 a month for prime location Kuala Lumpur. So let's continue a little bit our tour right now. Always approaching the Petronas Towers. Gives you a bit of an eerie vibe, a little bit similar maybe to the Burj Khalifa, just to the difference to the fact that the towers are freestanding, so there's no really any buildings around it. The Petronas Towers are office buildings, at least it looked like that to me when I lived before at the Star Residence for a good 10 days. Probably my favorite place I have stayed, but it's also probably a little bit on the more expensive side from all of the places I'm going to talk to you about today. Alrighty guys, we're just going to be popping in right now. So this is the side entrance. The mall is pretty much in the back. So popping through the mall, it's a Sunday, so it's nice and busy, let's say like that.
You're gonna find everything you might want here and perhaps even a little bit more. So definitely for me, the favorite mall probably in Kuala Lumpur. It's modern, it's a good size, but it's not too big. And the best part is you kind of can come here for lunch, can meet some people. Also socially speaking, maybe we'll share with you a bit later. I think Kuala Lumpur is an interesting city. There's on the one side a lot of people passing through, a lot of people on visa runs from Bali or something like that. On the other hand, there's also a good amount of expats. I've met people from Russia, Ukraine, here. Good amount of Germans. The Germans are always around somewhere. But yeah, this is pretty much, let's say, to give you an idea of how the mall is set up. You have a lot of different floors. On the bottom, I think, is mostly clothing. Third floor is a good amount of food, eating opportunities. We're just passing through. Let me show you what we find at the back. Alrighty guys, then we're passing through one of my favorite views in the city. So this is pretty much the back of the Petronas Towers. In many ways, I would say the heart of this city, somewhat of a, let's say, central park of Malaysia. For me personally, if I work all day, I'm in the gym, I'm in a co-work, and then I come out, maybe have a meal here, maybe meet somebody, go for a walk here, especially in the mornings by yourself. It doesn't get more peaceful. So again, Sunday, fairly busy. Everybody's raising their phones. What are you filming, bro? What are you Oh, that's what you're filming. All right, I see. That makes sense. So beautiful view, beautiful vibe for the most part, especially in the back of the park. There's not, no worries, man. There's not too many people walking around there. I'm telling you guys, during the week is actually super calm and peaceful. On the weekend, which is also kind of nice to see, it gets really busy. All kinds of different people, families, people trying to read books, be all focused. Good amount of tourists as well. So let me tell you about my favorite areas to stay. I would say this one is number one. KLCC. On the one side, it's fairly modern and it's fairly peaceful. It's actually extremely modern. It's the most modern part, I would say, of Kuala Lumpur. But at the same time, well, I wanted to move around a little bit, check out different areas. So I stayed a little bit further in the back. I would say probably 20-25 minute walks from here in the building called Lucentia Residence. I think their apartment went for around the $40 nightly rent. And I have to tell you, just be a little bit further out. It's closer to the second world's biggest tower, Merdeka. There was a pool, kind of like, it jumped in. I think I did a reel on my Instagram. You can check it out. So really, because I've stayed at so many amazing places this time around, it really blew me away. I was like, hey, when I was there, I was like, come on, man, you have other stuff to do. Don't get too busy filming. And now it's pretty much my last day in Kuala Lumpur. I decided, hey, I have to just make a video, share with you, on the one side, my favorite areas and places to stay. So Lucentia Residence, absolutely amazing, really, really good value, humongous building, big gym, gym probably the best one. So I'll make sure to leave all of them in the description below. So in terms of the value, probably my favorite building if I would have to stay for a long time. In terms of the building, that would be it. In terms of the location, it's the building I'm staying at right now, the Scarlets Residence, even a little bit more affordable, starts at $37. Actually, the guys that are hosting me right now, I texted with them a little bit. They extended my stay at, I think, Mana Suites. The building is a little bit smaller, a little bit more cozy, but super modern, unique design. And the location is, I mean, you saw me pretty much walking over here. It's like a 5-minute walk. On the other hand, the place where I stayed last time as well as this time for, I think this time I stayed there 10 days. My favorite place, it's a little bit one of the more expensive ones. I think they started like 60, 70 a night, is the Star Residence back there. But I have to tell you, in the evenings, the view on the Petronas Towers, the facilities, is also like a little bit of a nice big playground, has a co-working, has a gym. So definitely absolutely worth it. I think it's not including the electricity, but gives you an idea what type of value you can get in Kuala Lumpur. But especially for me, moving around in the different areas as well. So when I was like a little bit further outside, I think it's close to the Berjaya Times Square Mall, a little bit of an older mall. Also still fairly nice mall to visit, and it's in between. If you walk through here, it's like 25, maybe 30-minute walk. And on the way there, you're gonna pass through Bukit Bintang, a very nice, let's say, I would call it like a very active, very busy, very vibrant area. And I think Kuala Lumpur, this is one mistake that people make. They just stay in one part of the area, especially if you stay more in like let's say perhaps Chinatown, or further behind, oh, that was the other building I stayed, Ceylon's last time. Very nice building. If you walk further back though, you see a good amount of poverty, or perhaps let's say just a different type of city. And if you just stay there, many people I talk to, they kind of like pass through for a week. It's like, yeah, it was nice, it was interesting. I walked by the Petronas Towers, I stayed in that particular area. Couldn't imagine staying there for a long time. But I think, especially if you stay in KLCC, and it's not just like one street, the whole area here is absolutely, I don't know, feels good. Wakes you up during the day, gives you the big city vibe while not being, let's say, particularly sterile or boring, or it has its character, it has its charm. So yeah. So the other topic to talk to you about today is, you know, right now I'm at a point in my life where within, let's say, the next 1 to 2 years, I am thinking about setting up at least one permanent base, most optimally maybe two, but let's say maybe that will take another year or two. And what I mean is maybe rent an apartment long term, maybe even buy an apartment. And Kuala Lumpur intrigues me. That was not the main reason why I stayed here for a month, but with actually the guys from Star Residence, the management there, I will leave their details below. They toured me around a little bit different properties. You see, Kuala Lumpur is still developing like crazy. They're building a lot of it is residential, a lot of condos. And I'm thinking, they walked me through the payment plan, and it's interesting. Not something I will be looking into doing personally right now. And you know, especially right now, from what I understood, they're actually building a completely new business district here in Kuala Lumpur. So there's condo buildings around that. There's probably going to be a lot more people from all over the world moving here for these job opportunities. On the other hand, there's also opportunities just to move here yourself. They're introducing some type of digital nomad visa. Their city's underrated, and I think it's a city that needs to be done right to be understood, and also depends on your intentions of coming here just for travel. You're good here for 2-3 days. You will see the Petronas Towers, maybe you go out, do a couple more things here and there, but as a base, we'll see. So guys, so if you happen to be new here by any chance, well, my name is Dan, and for the past, at this point, over 5 years, I've been documenting my life here on the channel around the main premise, I've got a world to see. And got a world to see stands for building a life of freedom around the world. Living around different countries, but even more so, pursuing a certain freedom, building that freedom, looking for opportunity. And I believe the world is changing in many ways. I believe that if you leverage geography to your benefit, you can go to places that just offer so much more. So that is one part of it. If you want to check out the other projects that I do right now, we're working on starting off the mindset content again, perhaps a little bit you could call it the podcast, and the services that I offer all of my partners, ways to support me, will be in the description down below. Another good way is just to hop on my Instagram. Is the best way probably to get in touch with me or see where I am right now, because the videos usually come out at least a couple of weeks, sometimes even months later on, depending on the editing when we get around to it. And the next few months will be busy. So I hope you enjoyed today's, on one side, little impressions of Kuala Lumpur, on the other side, perhaps little life update. I couldn't help myself but to not make this video, because I came with the goal of staying for 2 weeks, just do my own stuff. After 3 weeks, I'm like, hey, let me extend for another week. After a month, I'm like, I have to share with you the experience that I had here. So I would say the biggest part, the value you can get here. The other part is just the type of lifestyle you can be living here, the safety, the comfort, if you want to make it as a base while traveling around different places. I think it's quite something. And just the big city vibes. If you're in Asia, if you're in Bali, if you want to escape a little bit, have a bit of big city flavor, I think Kuala Lumpur, if you do it right, is very underrated. So on that note, you got a world to see. Till next time.
turf. I never switch sides, like even when I die, I'ma ride for the squad, let her ties in the hearse. I've been on the vibe, kinda hard to describe. I'm in between, I'm good and it's fine, but I'm tired of the grind. Then I come alive in the night to realize I'm in the middle of the time of my life. I never so packed for the stack, never lied on the rap. Got a bag from the way that I write it. Queen looking Tyson, do that ass survive, doing 80 to the house. Then I hit it to the sky, change haters on a tirade. Talking to their crib in the face, be still, let that hate stuff fade. We all want the same, we all want a meal in the safe. I wanna live like I'm trying to reach enlightenment. Trail spill from my lips, feel big from the bib. Take a sip till I pass out. I'm trying to get grit, but it don't make sense. Cause you can lose life on a